I am Professor Ona Miller, and I wanted to take this time today to share with you 12 effective leadership keys that I myself have been using, and they have been very helpful to me. You know, as leaders, we often, meet challenges. We face challenges. There's obstacles. There's situations, that are unexpected. There's mountains that we have to climb sometimes. And there's, hills and valleys and deserts, that we have to deal with. And so I think we need those effective leadership keys that will help us. I have been applying these to my life. And I wanted to share them so that you can apply them as well. So number one, it's leading from your heart, leading with your heart, to make sure that we don't forget that we are human and that we're also dealing with other human beings. Sometimes we allow standards and protocols and procedures and, all the legalities of things to get in the way from us actually being human and touching someone else's life. And so we have to be careful, and we must lead with our hearts, lead from our heart, our decisions, our conversations, what we say. We have to make sure that those conversations are making a positive impact for everyone around us, including ourselves. Okay, so that's number one. Let's lead with our heart. And then number two is lead with a strategy. We want to make sure that we have a strategy, we have a plan, so that, when all of these things are happening, or maybe nothing is happening, we need a strategy and we need a plan. As leaders, things happen daily, those that we know of, those that we do not. We need a strategy. We need a plan for our lives. Self-leadership is one of the main components to leadership. And we need to make sure that we have a strategy on advancing our lives, on enhancing our lives, on growing, expanding. But we need to also do that for others, those that are around us. And so we have to have a strategy, for our audience, for our clients, for our community, for our families. We have to have that strategy on how we're going to impact their lives and make things better. Because ultimately, when we make others better, we also make ourselves better. It's all about making everything around us, everything within us, internally and externally. It's all about making those things better. And so let's move on to number three. And number three is a good one also. It's be intentional. Lead with intention. Wake up every morning when you put, your foot out the bed, or you make that cup of coffee. Make sure that you're leading with intention. Everything that you do, everything that you say, make sure you're intentional. That's one of the chapters in my book, 8 Elements for Implementing Your Purpose, is be intentional. Be intentional about your day. How you're going to do things, why you're doing them, who you're doing them with, and who you are doing them for. Be intentional about everything that you do, everything that you listen to, everything that you read. Those are simple things. But as a leader, those are the things that we need more than anything in our lives, because it's building us. And as we build ourselves, we're able to build others. So we have to be intentional about everything, our time. Most importantly, how much time do we waste on things that really are irrelevant? So we have to be intentional. We must be intentional. It is important, that we are intentional. And so that is number three. Key 3 is be intentional. Now let's move on to key 4. Key 4 is let's make sure that our audience, our clients, our customers, our family, those relationships and partnerships and collaborations and just all of those that are under the sound of our voice, whether that's on Zoom, whether that's on a call, whether we're speaking on a platform or, on a video. Make sure our voice is giving them relevance. It's giving them life. And that's what we need to be doing as leaders, is that we need to be provoking people to their purpose, to their passion, and to live life to the fullest. Take advantage of this life that has been given to us and lead from the heart, number one, lead with a strategy, number two, and lead with intention, number three. And then number four, we want to make sure that we lead with a voice of relevance and substance and quality that is going to help someone else along the way. Okay, and so now number five. Now this is a good one. As leaders, I think sometimes we forget about this, but we cannot forget to lead in a way that we're listening to what those around us are saying, that we're listening to those that we're leading, because sometimes, let me say this, as leaders, we're also leading other leaders, or we're in the midst of other leaders. And so we have to make sure that we're listening, we're in tune with what is going around, around us. We have to listen to make sure that what we, and I just want to pause a minute and say listening and hearing is two different things. We hear things, but do we really listen? Do we have those antennas up to where we're on the right frequency and we're on the right channel to where we're listening to what is really being said? Are we able to take what is said and really gain something from that? Or are we just there, ready as leaders to, as soon as something said is to pounce on it and say, No, take the time to really listen and not speak so much, but listen attentively to what is being said around us and to us. Okay. And then I also want to venture out and say, sometimes let's stop long enough to even listen to what we are saying. Okay. Listen to what you are saying, how you're saying it. And then also take the time to listen to others. Okay. So let's talk about number 6, okay? Key 6, it is always necessary to consider your image as a leader, okay? What are you doing? A lot of times people may never hear our voice, okay? They may never have a conversation with us. But what about when they see us? What do they see when they see us? As leaders, what example are we setting when they see us? And I'm saying, be, confined and conformed and restrictive. But I'm saying, what vibe are you giving people? Others around you, your clients and your customers and just everybody, even your family, what do they see? When they see you, what image or picture do they have in their mind when they see you? What word pops in their head when they see you? What thought, comes in their mind? A lot of times I'm out and people see my hair and immediately I get all of these different reactions, but every time it's a good reaction to, they're just like, oh, wow, and you look at their face and they feel inspired, or they feel like, they finally come to life, or this is a moment where they're happy, or they feel a sense of, something different and feel like they want to venture out a little more. So what do people see when they see you? Not your title. No, not necessarily even your position. But what do people see when they see you? What image do you want people to imagine when they see you? Because they may never hear you. Okay, so let's go to key 7. Leaders need to be confident in who they are, who they were created to be, and their purpose and their goals. Leaders must be vigilant and diligent about removing all insecurities. As leaders, sometimes things happen and we feel insecure about certain things, or we feel like we're not ready, or we're not capable, or we're not this, or we're not that, or we hear, maybe voices from our childhood where maybe we were told that we would never be anything, or maybe we were told that, you need to do this or you need to do that, and I just don't understand. Whatever it is, get rid of all those insecurities. Get rid of all of those insecurities, because the world needs you. That's just plain and simple. We need you. We need you walking in your purpose. We need you passionate about making a difference, passionate about making an impact. So yes, we need you. This world is in need of you. And so get rid of those insecurities. Be secure in who you are as a leader, and as you lead others, and as you lead your own life, be secure in that. Okay? Number 8, the key 8 is leaders must be determined to serve with love, kindness, grace, compassion, and mercy. We need more of that. And I think all of you would agree with me. Even sometimes as leaders, we need some grace. We need some mercy and compassion and, kindness and love. Sometimes people think that leaders don't need all of that. But yes, we do. Not only do we need it, but we need to be found guilty of giving it. Yeah, we do. That's one of the things that we need to make sure we're intentional about. Okay? That was key 8. Now let's talk about key 9. Leaders must find themselves involved in positivity over negativity. Remove as much negativity as possible. And then when there is negativity somewhere around us, find ways to channel that negativity into something positive. I know everything's not perfect. And sometimes things are going to be a little crazy, and, things are not going to happen the way that we want them to, in the way that they should. No, nothing is perfect. And sometimes things negatively impact our lives. But let's find a way to take that negative energy or that negative situation or that negative conversation and learn from it and grow from it and do something different. Be positive, challenge it, channel it into something that is going to be really good. Sometimes we have to take those things and turn them into learning sessions, learning lessons for ourselves and for others too. Maybe those situations are teaching us what not to do. And so we have to also, consider that. So, that's number 9. And I have to say that's another one for me too that I like, because sometimes you'll see the crowd running to what's negative. You'll see the crowd always paying attention to what's negative. So let's be that leader that no matter where everybody is running to, we're that positive, pole reinforcement foundation that people can always say, no. I think I'll go here because this is positive. This is uplifting. This is motivating. This gives me life. Okay. So I think that's important for us to do as leaders, is definitely always be positive. Definitely always give some type of positivity to our environment, to our circumstances, to our lives. Okay, and so number 10, leaders must never forget to indulge themselves in self-care. Now, I will say this is probably my second favorite one, because as leaders, we forget about self-care. We forget that self-care is needed. We forget that self-leadership is self-care, and self-care is self-leadership. We forget to take that time to ourselves because sometimes we're so busy giving into others. We're so busy nurturing and cultivating others. We're so busy, in meetings and schedules and Zooms and, try to figure out, the next step and do this and do that. We must be intentional about setting those boundaries to make sure that we have self-care. We must have self-care because it's important. Because as we care for ourselves, that enhances us and empowers us and enables us to take care of others. So we have to make sure that we're able to take care of ourselves. So number 10 is probably my second favorite one, that's self-care. We have to learn ways, different things, different ways to refuel, refresh, rejuvenate, revive. We need that as leaders. So self-care. So key 11, leaders must strategically connect with partners and collaborators that enhance, inspire, and grows their vision. Now that is something that is very important as leaders. Sometimes in our vision, we become stagnant. Sometimes in our vision, we feel like, well, let me just say, we become nearsighted or we become farsighted and our sight is not balanced. So we need a little corrective vision. As leaders, we have to make sure that we get that corrective vision, as it is even in the natural. When we cannot see, we're nearsighted or farsighted and we can't really seem to find our way, we need to get the corrective lenses that will help us see with clarity. And that's what we need. Leaders, and self-care helps with that. That time that we put in for self-care helps us, with that vision and that clarity. And then we connect to other partners and collaborators that have that same heart, which is number 1, for humanity, to change lives, to make a great impact, to do things that are going to make this world a better place. And so key 11 is very important because a lot of times if we're with the wrong, partnership or collaboration, or we're at the wrong place at the wrong time, or anything of those to that magnitude, that can also affect our image, which was one of our keys as well. So we have to make sure that we're clear on who we're partnering with and who we are collaborating with, because that's very important for our vision to move forward, to expand, the capacity, to expand that territory, to expand that reign. And then here we are at our last effective key for leadership. And it says, as leaders, you must consider your legacy. Man, I think that's going to be my next favorite one, because we don't always consider our legacy. When we're making decisions, when we're having conversations, when we're taking action, when we're making a plan, when we're trying to implement things and establish things and figure out our vision and our desires, we have to think about our legacy. Our legacy should not start after you have transitioned. Your legacy should start and begin while you are alive. While you're alive. Okay? Don't wait. Most people say, oh, once I'm gone, my legacy will be. No, I want my legacy to be alive and vibrant and full of substance and quality and life while I'm yet here and alive. Okay? So legacy is number 12. So let's go through these just in case. Okay? Key 1, lead from the heart. Key 2, lead with a strategy. Key 3, lead with intention. And key 4, lead with relevance. And you also want to lead so that you're giving those around you life. Key 5, leaders never forget to listen. Key 6, it is always necessary for us as leaders to think about our image. Key 7, lead with confidence. Okay, remove those insecurities. And number 8, the leader must always lead to serve others with love, kindness, compassion, grace, and mercy. And we need that as well. Key 9, leaders must find themselves involved in positivity, not negativity, positivity, and change the scene, change the environment. Key 10, leaders must indulge themselves in self-care. That's a part of self-leadership, self-care. And key 11, Leaders must strategically connect with partners and collaborators that are going to enhance their vision. We have to expand our vision. We have to, grow. We have to remove the stakes and extend the boundaries and the borders, okay? And then key 12, remember your legacy. Remember your legacy in all that you do. Not just when you have transitioned from here or when you're gone, but your legacy now. Remember that. So thank you so much for spending this time with me and allowing me to share with you the 12 keys to effective leadership. I have been applying these to my life, and I wanted to share them so that you can apply them as well, because I believe that these are going to be very beneficial for you. And I also believe that you're going to see some changes in your life if you dare to use these. So I look forward to how your life is going to be changed and how your life is going to be transformed by the 12 keys of effective leadership.